Hi, I'm Caitlin. I share budget-friendly DIY projects that make your home work better for you and your family, that not only look good, but actually improve how you function and live together. So let's jump in to this basement renovation project that not only provides extra income for our family, but functionality when it's vacant. We've had family members stay and they've loved the space, and also cozy movie nights as the couch pulls out and it's just so cozy. So I'm going to show you how we renovated this into a rental that generates $1,700 a month. And this is the before and after transformation, part 1. Part 2 will be how we furnished it and leased it out, and part 3 will be lessons learned. I use this app called Magic Plan. You can find it in the Android App Store, and it's great for space planning. I use it for a lot of projects, and I want to show you the original layout of the basement that we inherited. On the left-hand side, you'll see the bedroom office, and we used that for an office. And then on the right-hand side, there's a bedroom storage, but that just became a junk room. It's a large space that was awkward, and we weren't able to optimize the entire basement because of those two walls that I pointed out with the red arrows. In the bottom right-hand corner was, again, extra storage, and there's a sump pump in there. So the solution was drawing up a new floor plan. The solution was to take down those two walls, which opened up the space, and I showed pictures of it later. It made 500 square feet that we could easily make into a studio apartment. And luckily, you'll see in the bottom, we were able to put the kitchen sink where the old utility sink was located. I didn't think it was going to fit there, but that saved us a lot of money from running a water pipe to another location. And you'll see on the left side, left upper corner, that room we now use as a laundry room and storage. We did not want to share laundry with the tenant, so we bought a 2-in-1 Samsung washer dryer. I highly recommend it. It's huge. It doesn't require a dryer vent, and it can use a standard 120 volt plug. If we would have bought a standalone washer and dryer, we would have had to not only install a 240 outlet, but cut and install ductwork for a dryer vent. And it works particularly well for us because I am one to forget to move the clothes from the washer to the dryer. So the demolition. We actually started to do the demo ourselves, but after taking down one wall of the original closet, we found it to be very strenuous and intensive. And then we thought about the trade-offs between time and money, also while entertaining a 3-year-old daughter. So we decided to hire it out. We used a contractor that was referred to us by the neighbor, and he was actually very reasonable. For 2 weeks of labor, he quoted us about $13,000. So we went ahead and hired him out, and I shared the plans, and you can see these are pictures of those two big walls coming down. You'll see the studs in the bottom left-hand corner. In the middle is the large open space that the wall had just come down. You'll see the damage to the ceiling, but it'll be repaired, and it's so much brighter and open. The right-hand bottom side is the view of the same room, but looking the other direction. So here are some after shots. You'll see we did wall repair, new walls. We installed recessed lighting, which I highly recommend and I want to do in the main house upstairs. Fresh paint. We did some water pipe replacements, some electrical upgrades. We installed the kitchen sink and some cabinets, and we did all new flooring. I will break down the materials later and show how I manage the project. So this is the first space I'm going to talk about, the laundry area. These pictures are the before. It's what it looked like when we moved in. This area is going to get a complete overhaul, and it's going to become the kitchen and laundry area. If you'll see, you can note the water pipes in the ceiling that are exposed, the electrical panel, and the wiring that also is exposed. Here you can see the during photos. The walls were cut open by the electrical panel as well as the ceiling to do some pipe repairs. And on the right side, you will see about midway through where the drywall is up and a new wall was built that separated the HVAC room from the actual basement. The granite kitchen countertop on the right side, sink and cabinet structure was actually free. I got it from Facebook Marketplace, where an individual was redoing her kitchen, and this was her island previously, and now it's our main area. And like I said before, luckily the kitchen sink was able to be installed with the same piping from the previous utility sink. We really didn't think there was room there to put the entire countertop, but we got lucky. Otherwise, we would have had to dig up concrete to run water pipes to the other side. I know that the microwave is in a slightly awkward position, but it was the only feasible location that was cost effective, and because we had to run a higher amp wire and add an outlet. You can see the Carrera gray and white tiles by the washer dryer and in the bathroom. It's actually peel and stick tiles from Home Depot, which I grouted myself. Half of it is laid on straight concrete by the washer and dryer, and the other half are in the bathroom on top of the old tile. We did not have to remove any flooring, and so far it's holding up quite well. I'm very proud of this area. This is a shot of the old bedroom that the previous owners had walled off. It will now become the main space of the basement. We were using it for storage and actually my husband's 3D printers, but it became a lot of junk. And luckily the walls and windows were in good condition. There was already HVAC run and electrical. But I want you to note the white pole on the right side because it's a good reference point for the next frame. So here we are. The walls have been taken down. It was such a breath of fresh air, and it was so nice to see how much space we had and so bright it was. So again, like I said, the white pole right there in the middle, it was previously inside that room, and it does have to stay there because I think it holds up most of our house. Okay, and here is the new living area and other half of the kitchen. Again, there's the white pole that we have to work around, but it's not incredibly intrusive. The walls are painted with Bear's Even Better Beige color in a satin finish. The floors are life-proof in the color Vestinate Oak. I've posted it right there in the frame. I love these colors. I think the beige and light floors look so good, especially in a basement where it's a little darker. And I think it should hold up for quite a long time. And I also read a lot about basement flooring and moisture. We did put a moisture barrier under the floor. It looked like a big trash bag. I'm not sure if it was completely necessary, but I'd rather it be there and not need it versus having to rip up all the floors and install one. And also our basement is pretty humid because we have a dehumidifier down there, which basically is on all summer. And this is the same room, but the picture is taken from the opposite side. You can see the floors are already partially removed because they were coming up by themselves anyway. And in the middle, we have my little helper named Spaghetti. And here is a picture taken about midway through. The ceiling's repaired. I think it looks quite nice. You can see the holes in the ceiling for the recessed lighting, and it's got about 1 or 2 coats of paint. I know they did at least 3 coats of paint for the walls, and it was definitely necessary and looks really good. And here is the finished bedroom area and living area. The door on the back left is new, and it actually separates our main house from the basement apartment. And with that door, there are 2 means of egress in and out of the apartment. This is the bathroom in the condition that we bought it. We honestly never used that shower, and I initially tried to do the renovation myself, but I realized it needed a lot more of an overhaul than just aesthetics. And so again, we weighed the cost versus time and decided to outsource most of the job. We couldn't actually save any of the shower. I was hoping maybe the floor we could save, but the whole thing got ripped out. Luckily, the floors, the tiles were in pretty good condition. There's dirt in this photo, but they were basically fine, so that's why I was able to lay the peel and stick tiles over them. But the vanity and the sink were just kind of gross and had to be thrown out. And we went ahead and replaced the toilet too, just to make everything new. And here is the after shot. Our contractor, he installed the shower tiles and shower floors. I have posted some screenshots of the materials we used. I chose the gray grout to go in the shower because I was worried the white would look dirty quite quickly. But I do think it made the shower look a little darker than I expected. I still like it, but I was surprised at the difference, especially considering the picture in the left-hand top corner. The Nepal gray porcelain tile looks a lot lighter on the Floor & Decor's website. But the hexagon small white tiles on the shower floor from Home Depot and the bathroom flooring are those peel and stick tiles that I talked about, and I grouted them myself. They were easy. It was a fun learning experience. I do recommend. They're still holding up 9 months later. I will give you an update maybe in a year to let you know how it's going, but I actually think I'm going to do them upstairs in my daughter's bathroom because we're not ready to do a full renovation on that one yet. And here we are, the final product. I love how we were able to optimize this space. It's got a sleeping, living, and kitchen area with a full washer dryer, full bathroom, in 500 square feet. And I think it's really pretty too. I am glad we did the walls a different color than white. Beige makes it feel so much warmer, and I love the light wood flooring and would love to install a similar color upstairs. Just for a timeline, in June 2024, my husband and I made the decision that we were going to renovate the basement and rent it out. We started the construction in August, and we had our first tenant in October. It happened so fast, but so far we've had no regrets in the investment. So we spent about $18,000 total. I can't remember exactly because we didn't keep all the receipts, and it was about 9 months ago. That's a lesson learned for sure. But I've tried to break down the costs here from memory. I will go more into that in the following video. But we get $1,700 a month in rental income. And so we will break even on that investment in 2 months. So after 1 year of renting, it's going to be pure profit, which can go towards vacations for our family, paying down the mortgage, savings account, you name it. But after I will show you in part 2 how we furnished the space, got it rental ready, and I will go into more details on the income and finances. Thanks.